Hi guys, it's Russ here from Prime Motion Fitness. Well, it's Sunday morning. We've just got back from doing our Sunday morning weekly training session that Mark and I do, and we had 5 or 6 people come along this morning and join us, which was great. And we went to Upper Fenchurch Gully and did the 1,000 steps. Unfortunately, it was absolutely flat out. It was just packed there this morning. So many people that it took forever to find a car park, and then going up and down the stairs was just, so a traffic jam basically, which is a bit disappointing because we didn't get to go up and down as freely as we wanted to. But look, I mean, what I thought about on the way home was not so much the fact that, geez, I'm really disappointed with that session. We didn't get a lot out of it. It actually made me more think about the fact that regardless of how the session went, we still did it. And I think that just getting in the habit and doing it regularly is a really important thing. During the week I had an email from someone who was asking, how do you get motivated? And look, I think if you're starting the application process to join Victoria Police and you're looking for a way to get motivated, you probably need to stop and really ask yourself whether you really do want to do this. And it's a big deal and it's a life-changing thing. Your life's going to go off in a completely different direction if you're successful with your application process. So I think you really need to know whether you're fair income about it or not. But certainly if you're well past the fitness test, or even if you're preparing for the fitness test and it's dragging on and on a little bit now, it can be tough to maintain that motivation. But I really like to think that motivation and momentum are two things that go hand in hand. When you're training regularly and you've got a bit of momentum, it's actually quite easy to maintain it. But sometimes getting started or getting back on top of things when you've had a bit of a break or a bit of a dip in your motivation can be a bit challenging. And you know how much I love analogies, so I've got another one for you. I really like to think of momentum and motivation as this sort of analogy. It's like having a huge boulder in the middle of your path, and it's taller than you are and it's wider than you are, and to get it moving, to actually move that thing and get it to start rolling, it's going to take a lot of effort. And you have to put in a lot of effort, and you've got to push really hard to get this thing moving. But what you'll find is once it starts to move, the pressure and the force and the effort required to keep it moving actually gets less and less, and it gets easier and easier to the point where the thing's rolling with a lot of momentum, and you've just got to jog along behind and give it a little bit of a poke every now and then just to keep the momentum going. And of course, if you stop and you let it slow down too much to the point where it comes to a complete stop, you're back to square one, and it's very hard to get the thing going again. So once you're up and running, keep it going is the way to go. But if you need to get it started, a great little tip for helping you with your motivation is to team up with someone else. Make a commitment to someone else to meet them for a training session, and that way you're likely to actually turn up. And which is why Mark and I have that regular arrangement, I suppose, that every Sunday morning at 8:30 we meet for some training. And we actually don't contact each other, the night before, or we don't confirm it. We don't say, are we still on for tomorrow? Because that gives you an opportunity to go, oh, look, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and pike out. So we just assume that it's on. Unless one of us has an injury, then it's on. And that way the other person knows that you're going to be there waiting for them, so you're much more likely to get your bum out of bed and go and meet somebody than you are if you're just doing it on your own. And if you've got 2 people standing behind this big boulder, both pushing at the same time, it's a really good way to help you get started. And so if you're lacking a little bit of motivation, there's my tip, is to grab somebody, make a commitment with them, meet them for a training session, and that'll get the ball rolling. And if you can make it a regular appointment, a regular arrangement with them, so much easier to keep that momentum going. Mark and I are not training for anything particular now. I'm well and truly past all the testing, etc. And neither of us are preparing for some sort of test. We just like keeping fit, and we know that by having that regular appointment, it's going to help us to maintain that momentum that's so important. So if you're looking for a way to get started and you want to make a commitment with someone, why not just tag along to the group sessions that we're running? It's every Sunday morning at 8:30. We usually post where we're going and what we're doing. Often we'll run up through the Dandenongs, up the hill, which is a great workout. But the next Sunday, the 29th, we won't be doing that session because I've got quite a few clients now that have finished all the application process and are actually starting at the Academy in June. So I'm actually going to be putting on a little session for them to show them some of the things that they'll be learning in the Academy to do 2 things. One, to help them all meet each other if they haven't already, to get a couple of familiar faces before they start at the Academy, which is always nice. And the second thing is just to give them a little bit of a head start on some of the stuff they'll be learning in the Academy. What I found when I was teaching squads when they first started if anyone was struggling with those first few things, that really affected their confidence, and you could see people thinking, shit, I've got 33 weeks to go and I'm already struggling with the first couple of physical concepts. So yeah, just a confidence builder for them. So if you're a client of ours and you are starting at the Academy in June, make sure you make contact with me. That will be a session that will be really well worth coming along to. Okay, well that's enough for this week, guys. If you've got any comments, please chuck them down the bottom there, or if you've got a question or something that you'd like us to talk about in another video, then please let us know. We're always looking for some more information to help get out to you what it is that you want to know about. Alright guys, thanks again. Hopefully we'll see you at one of the sessions on a Sunday morning soon. Bye for now.